All right. Says you are live. However, I don't trust it just because it's on the internet.
The interwebs?
Why was it called a net? Because it caught things, or just an offshoot of the word web because everything was interconnected? That might be a story for another time.
Internet?
Yeah, internet. Why'd we call it the internet?
What do you mean?
Where did the internet get its name?
Oh, internet.
Like I said, that's probably a story for another
network.
topic. Network? Interconnected network?
Yeah, maybe.
It better be.
I think net is shortened, so it's like there's intranet and internet, and I would believe that stands for network.
The intranet would be what you have connected, like in your office.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So it doesn't show anyone there. Did you get a notification? I heard your phone. I did not hear my phone going off.
On phone.
But Blair's first. Blair and Scott is second. Scott! I was responding to his look up.
Scott!
Welcome, everyone. We're live. We're from Spark Innovations. I'm Ed.
And I'm Rich.
That's Rich. Today is our kind of Friday discussion where we, for half an hour or abouts there, we just kind of chat about stuff. We have a topic left over from Wednesday.
Leftovers. Who likes leftovers?
I love leftovers. Leftovers. Yeah, especially loaves of leftovers. We do have an item that we showed on Wednesday and had a little kind of giveaway thing. And we're going to announce the winner today. So if you entered on Wednesday and are interested to see if you won it, tune in, watch. And
did you enter things on Wednesday?
That's right.
Like men's butts.
The human brain names itself. Who named Earth? There's another question. Oh, also, happy April Fool's. So the winner of this will be legit. That is not a joke.
Oh, yeah.
What is a joke is Rich's hairpiece.
Where's Paul? Where's Paul to agree with you?
Calvin. Oh, he invented the numbers that they use on cars.
Ah, thank you, Cal.
Colby Dolby, Ryan.
Hi, Colby Dolby.
We got a crew going on.
Yay.
Here. So the topic, if we do want to discuss that, the topic on Wednesday was about the use of materials in fabricating and custom cars, mostly car audio. And we talked about acrylic and the shift from particle board to MDF to now using hardwoods like birch, oak, walnut, and things like that, especially the different stains and polishes that people use. So if we want to get further into that, we
entered the enter. Hi. We can get into that. Yeah, let's wait till a few more people grab in here. So right now, neither Ed nor myself are working actively on our vehicles, but when we do, we'll probably use lots of fiberglass and resin. That's kind of what's accessible, what's easy. It's what we know. We'll probably use a lot of MDF. Again, a product that
I've started using solid pine on my gauge pod thing.
Oh, right. Well,
because it machines very nicely.
If we end up having this wood problem long term, and the prices are up, it very well might start to shift how people build things. The reason that everybody doesn't use carbon fiber is not just because you need to do the vacuum bag and the application and stuff, but it's also kind of expensive. So what might shift this market, from wood to other polymers or plastics, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Metals.
Now, I did see one of the HHR guys is taking molds from his plastic dash pieces and recreating them in carbon fiber. Oh. And they're just trim pieces, so it's not like trying to get lightweight. It's really for the look. But instead of just doing carbon fiber sticker or covering, it looks cheesy. So he's actually doing it out of real carbon fiber and kind of learning through the process. So I watched some of his pictures. And I do want to ask if anyone out there tuning in has been using carbon fiber or have used it in projects in the past. Let us know. Let us know your experience with it there. I do want to get into it a little bit. I just don't know exactly where to begin.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Just got the notification on Facebook. Had to reload 3 times before YouTube showed you were live. I don't know, man. Technology.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when we move to a new platform, a new live broadcasting platform, it'll be better.
That is just me.
That is just you.
So carbon fiber is one thing. Obviously, the advantages in the larger automotive market are lightweight, strength, rigidity, that sort of thing. Reproducibility and fabrication techniques is, the big companies are doing it more efficiently than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I watched some video where when they started with the carbon fiber wheels, I forget what name the name of the company that did it. When they did the first set of carbon fiber wheels for a car, it took them like a week to manufacture them. Now Ford uses them on the Mustang and some other cars. They can press out multiples per day. So probably hundreds per day or whatever it is. So the techniques have gotten more efficient. So that should bring costs down, I would think.
Yeah.
Hope you all the fuse block, whoever was it, you all like the fuse block. Yeah, hope so too. I think with YouTube and tutorials is opening the customizations to become more and more as time progresses. The customizations, so information on techniques and tools available and materials, you can find out more. It's more accessible now than it ever was. Used to be back in the day, to find out how people were building things, you had to be there in person to see their project, to go to a show, look at their car, look at their install, and even ask questions. And you remember a lot of car shows and whatnot, people would have a photo book, an actual photo album of physical photos of the build process to show how things were done. So,
I found myself, there's a transition because I've been working on my vehicle for that long, since 2005, just to goes to show you how much work I've gotten done. There was a time where I made the switch from photographs to digital photos and then video. And I now have all three. It's like I've been working on my car that long that I've moved through the era of media improvements.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because in my head in the very beginning, I remember thinking of the album and having it at a car show and have people,
because that was a cool thing. With my old HHR, I'm kind of sad that I don't have a lot of the stuff I did anywhere on a computer or hard drive.
Oh yeah.
It was those mini DVDs in the one camera. One video camera the media it had was like mini DVDs. And then there was the VHS-C, which was at the tail end. Remember, we're at Troy's shop, and that's kind of when we blew my factory HHR woofer with the Goliath amp.
Mm-hmm.
You recorded that on tape, or did I have that on the disc?
I can't remember.
It was something, so it's not easily accessible as far as like it is now.
Right.
Oh, here, I saved it on my phone from 5 years ago or whatever. Or
it was mini DV, I think. It might have been mini DV. That was like around the era that we were making that shift. And yeah, you had to transfer it by hitting play and hitting record and letting it transfer onto your computer digitally. Even though it's supposedly digital, you have to still play the tape. So it's a tape. It's just,
which degrades over time. You have the actual material of the tape degrades, falls apart over time. So
your age is showing.
It is. Hey,
that's funny.
I
remember the PXL 2000. If you guys don't know what that is, go look it up. It was one of the first kid level black and white camcorders, and I had it in 8th grade. And it came with cassette tapes, same form factor, but it recorded the audio and video onto the cassette tape. I don't even know if it had audio, to be honest. I think it might have just all been video. And to this day, I can't find the PXL 2000 nor the tapes, which means out there somewhere are video footage of what it was like for me in 8th grade, which I would love to see.
Yeah, I wish I found more pictures of my 612-inch
Oh,
Mega
yeah.
box. I have like one picture. I don't know if I have any pictures of it in the car, but it was always back then, late 90s to early 2000s, was the disposable cameras. That's what I was into. So I would buy them for every show I went to. Then you get them developed and you wait a few days and pick them up and whatnot. Let's get to some of the comments. Blair Wilson, Blair Branson, sorry. Exactly. Door panels, walls, etc. Even finding ideas through Google Photos helped me a lot.
Isn't Google Photos amazing? How it automatically categorizes what it sees. So if you type in garage, it'll know what a garage looks like, and it'll pull up all the photos that are in a garage or some related setting. So I can just type that in with whatever. I've even done like weird things like orange chair or something like that. You know what I mean? And it would do its best to pull it up. So that's been a way to find things that is a way of organizing the thousands of pictures that we take a year.
Does Pinterest do that?
No, not really. I don't think so.
Some sort of, maybe it's all manual. Yeah, I don't really use Google Photos. Maybe I should.
Oh, it's freaking amazing. Cool. Yeah, I mean, like, and it'll like, so basically what happens is it uses AI, face recognition and everything to go through, identify the context of what's in there, but also people's faces. And then it groups the faces up top. So, and then you can label who they are. So
that's why you were in the butts category, because of your face.
Exactly.
Got it.
But like if I have my son, click Dev, and then all of his videos and pictures comes up that he's in. It doesn't just have to be him, but if he's in it, it displays. It's pretty damn cool.
Gotcha. Dan Current in the house. What's up, Dan? Dan's always got some cool projects.
Right, Dan, what are you currently working on?
Robert Earl Jones Jr. Are y'all doing any ANL fuse? No, that's not in our list of things we're working on.
No.
So I use the SMD fuse blocks in my car,
and I might be using the G2 ones in my car.
Yeah. So there's so many cool ones out there. You're just showing. Hey guys, Stormy Young, Ryan,
DVC tapes. Yeah, I got a lot of those.
Before we get on, do we want to announce the winner of this?
Yeah, we got 13 people in the house.
Okay. So on Wednesday, we did announce that we went to the Team Deadly Hurt show last weekend, which is always a great show, memorial for Tim Johnson and Jeff Lockhart. And they do a raffle, which some of the proceeds go to just the expense of the show, and then others get given away to a good cause. And the people buying raffle tickets get something in return. We donated a Fanny and a Speedy, and Brand X had donated a quad ANL fuse holder, which we won. We don't need it, us individually, so we are going to pass the thrill of having it on to one of you.
Only if he's in this thing, and I'm not sure that he is just yet.
Did we make that a?
I think we did. Yeah. I don't see him in here yet. I haven't heard from him. Contact us, guys. Send a message. Send a little comment so we can see everybody that's in here. Otherwise, we're going to pick somebody else.
Okay, then you want to give a little while. So if you had entered on Wednesday, comment now that you're here so we can see your name coming up. And then if you are here, you will be announced the winner. If by 20 minutes, maybe?
By 20 minutes.
We're at 13, almost 14 minutes. So 6 more minutes. If you are not here, we'll move on to the second person.
Spend the 20 minutes and buy the 20 minutes.
Yeah. Good evening, just me. Did we get? Oh wait, you went way back.
Yeah, I went way back on the Wayback Machine. Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson, love him.
Yes, one of my current, I don't know what to say, heroes, person that I admire greatly, and I met him once and gave you the book.
I still have it
from his book. Yeah, from the
he signed it.
How many of you actually had a double knob 8-track? Well,
no, not me.
There was one in my family. I'm a little young. We were born in 1980, so 8 tracks were still like around. So there was probably one at our house in the mountains, but yeah, I didn't actually have one.
Yeah, I think you got to keep going.
Okay, happy Friday, and happy April Fool's Day. How's the workflow going? It's going.
It's going. Yeah, we're not optimized in here yet.
Mark.
You did scare me.
Triple Dimension Fabrication built it for Brand X. That was VA1. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
So a little shout out for Triple Dimension Fabrication.
Yay.
All right.
Good work.
Yeah.
Blair is still here. Okay, Blair. Thank you. Robert James Earl Jones is in there. Triple Dimension Fabrication.
And Brand X Electrical.
Brand X Electrical. Nice.
All right, cool. So our topic, and we can get on various different things. We can talk about image storage media of the past.
Yeah, if you want.
And the resurgence of actual physical film in photography being used right now. I think I saw the price of old cameras are going up because of the appeal of physical
There's
media.
A theory out there, and I don't know why, but it seems to be that Blu-rays will eventually become more valuable. And I'm thinking to myself, well, with the amount of that have been printed, why would they be more valuable? And they're saying that there's going to be a resurgence of physical media being desired. One of the theories is companies like Netflix, cracking down on bandwidth consumption and compression of video signal, compression of audio signal.
Netflix.
Yeah. And like something that's HD versus, unharmed, like uncompressed. And people will start to notice and want one or the other.
If it's anything like the video game market, a lot of the stuff, video games coming out that are download only, the fear is at any time they could just take it off.
Right.
But also, let's say you change computers and you own that and you go to that, say it's Steam or whatever, to re-download it, they could have patched the game and changed it and taken out levels you like, or
they could have George Lucased it.
Yeah. There is someone preserved the original.
But see, that's a perfect example of, out there in the digital world, we're kind of held hostage in a way, a company like Sony that owns the rights to most of the stuff that we like could just decide to upcharge or, require a subscription fee or something like that. There's actually, I can't believe I did this, but a company or a band called Idiot Flesh that I really, really liked. Couldn't find their music on CD anywhere. Like the CD version, right? Couldn't find any FLAC files, nothing like that. So I went to try and buy it. It was $100 on Amazon, and it was by one seller, and nobody else had it. And it was because the case was one of those origami types, and it had all this kind of cool stuff in it. So I ended up buying it because I really, really wanted it. And then the price went up after I bought it. I was kind of like, why is a CD worth $100? But they're saying that it's the same idea behind, records. And
yeah, I see that. Video games, it's the other thing. They have the steel case series.
Yeah.
So it's the same game, but you get all these extra things. And some of the special, like Rich Wu collects all the special editions. So the Halo games, he got with like a Master Chief helmet, like a life-size helmet.
Oh, okay.
So the game itself, like the software is the same, but the disc has the label of special edition. So that as part of the package is worth more.
Yeah, I was selling some Blu-rays on eBay, and there were a couple people that ended up wanting to return the Blu-ray. And I was like, is there something wrong with the disc? They're like, no, but the picture, like, how eBay lets you scan the UPC and then populates all the information for you, and you just enter the condition. Well, apparently the image that they used was not of the specific box with the specific artwork that the person wanted. And they were really looking forward to getting that one because I guess it was a collector's item or something like that, something special to them.
Yeah.
That they wanted to return it. And it was only like $5. But
it's collector's.
It was a thing. Yeah.
So it is. Yeah, Paul, there is G2 logos in the chat. And we got Paul in the house.
Hey, Paul.
It looks like we'll give him 30 seconds, but we did have an idea of who's going to win first, and he's not here. So we'll move on to the second. What do you think?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Because yes, there is multiple there. So there's involvement. There's all that stuff. So again, this is the Brand X.
Brand X made by Triple. I forgot already.
Go back, because that was Brandon Otis, right?
Yeah.
Brandon Otis.
Triple dimension fabrication.
Triple dimension fabrication, making some nice stuff for Brand X, who also makes alternators and things like that.
And they alternate between that and other things.
Right, exactly. But again, this was a quad ANL fuse holder that we won and do not need, so we're going to pass
we don't need
it on to someone who can get use or enjoyment out of it that we might not be able to.
Yeah, you don't even have to put fuses in it to get enjoyment out of it. I mean, there's like a little slot right there. You can probably,
hang it on the wall or
figure out something.
But so all right, we're over 20 minutes.
We're over 20 minutes.
Let's Robert TDH Williams in the house.
Hello,
Greg
Robert.
Maroney.
Okay.
All right, you announce.
And the winner is Blair Branson. Yay! Hey. Congratulations, Blair.
Congratulations, Blair. We'll get your info and we'll send this out when we do get that info. But thank you for interacting, commenting, and watching the videos and hanging out with us.
Yeah, send us a message through Facebook chat.
Yes, and looks like he's on Facebook anyway. So go to the chat and
make it nice and easy,
and you'll get this.
Yay!
It does have fingerprints on the bottom. That's not from us, I think. So you have the fingerprints of probably one Nick Garcia, president of Team Deadly Hurts, maybe even Jeff Mosebleck, Moose.
Hey,
from TDH.
Don't polish that for at least a month, just in case there becomes like a search or some sort of police.
Well, yeah, those two guys might.
If they need like fingerprints or something like that, you want to keep that on there just to be safe. And
they're good guys, but you don't know what they get.
You never know. So. You never know. Never say never.
All right, we got Stormy Youngblair, Paul. Hell yeah! Congratulations. All right,
you're very welcome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, a few more minutes if you guys want to get back to talking about. Now, this is all acrylic, and we use acrylic in our stuff, and more people are using acrylic in their builds themselves beyond what it was in the 90s and early 2000s of just using a window. You just go to Home Depot and get them to cut a rectangle, and there's the window for your box or your amp rack or whatever. Now there's a lot of different shaping. Laser cutters and engravers are more accessible.
Yep.
And some of the designs have gotten pretty far out there, pretty advanced.
You don't have to deal with the Home Depot guy that's pissed off that you wanted to have something cut on a Saturday when everybody else is asking them to have things cut, and he gets all mad and
so, hey, can I get someone to cut this?
Yeah, exactly.
How's Edwin T. Socket? He's all right. He's up in the corner hiding because of his social anxiety. So,
hey, question. The WOOT, is that what or is that woot?
It's like woot woot. The whistles go woot.
Well, that's I've heard both from people.
Woot, woot.
So I've in person they've said either one of those things, and then on social media we'll spell them the same. So it's which one is it? That's my question. I don't use it at all, but I am curious because I don't know much about the cool things.
I think if it's what
that the youngins are doing, huh?
If you go what, it'd be a comma.
Why?
What? Fingerprints.
What?
Or a semicolon.
You love to use semicolons for no good reason.
No, because they're beautiful.
No, there's reasons why.
No, it looks like someone's winking at me.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Damn Home Depot guys. That's
right.
Well, or Lowe's or any
Lowe's.
of them. I used to work in the lumber department at Lowe's, and I enjoyed using the saw, so I didn't mind it. But it is tough, once in a while you get a cranky person, and that people are people. So what do you expect?
People's is people's.
I built my headway bank case out of all plexi. It looks awesome. And Greg, so would you have been able to do that 20 years ago as easily as you can now?
Oh, so his is like the woot woot. Oh, okay. Like Victor Wooten.
Yeah, man, it's woot woot.
He's a great bass player. If you guys don't know Victor Wooten.
No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's great. You probably have heard him because he's ubiquitous. He's kind of like he does like stuff for other people sometimes, and you don't know he's on the album, but he is. Not necessarily just a studio musician though. He's very, very talented. But yeah.
Now, how about aluminum as a material?
Aluminium.
Have people been using that more? Not just for like terminals and blocks, but trim pieces, amp racks, things of a cosmetic nature. I do like aluminum, brushed aluminum, the look of it. So that's why I use it as like a semi-trim, like my shift knob and There's a few pieces that the wheels themselves are the
Go
alloy.
round and round.
Yeah. But one material I want to try and use more is ABS, and not just flat sheets of it, but
your abs.
thermoforming and using a slurry type of thing. And I'm going to do videos. I don't want to spill the beans too much. I want to do a video of those tests of using ABS to form things. So that might be interesting. A lot of ideas for videos that I never get around to. So I say that now, but we'll see how that goes.
It probably won't happen.
Expanded PVC. Oh, there you go.
That's kind of like Sintra. Sintra's expanded PVC.
It's is that the boards that come to pack our
Yep, the white stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So we have it in flat sheets. That's actually what's covering the back window of my minivan out there.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I haven't used it beyond anything that's a flat sheet. So I wonder how else can it be used? What do you use it for?
Yes, sign companies use it a lot.
Yeah. Grammar and Blair never go together. Oh.
Ambrax, but you have to be careful with placement for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for aluminum and whatnot. Well, yeah. As long as you're careful and you know what you're doing, which a lot of people do in car audio.
Yeah. Well, people like me, when they were learning, didn't understand the limits of aluminum and why you should go to steel sometimes. Also, why you shouldn't always tap directly into aluminum with, like a sheet metal screw, because it may not hold if it's too thin.
Oh, remember the amp rack in my Horizon? So this is 2002 that I built it, and I got the square aluminum tube from Home Depot or Lowe's, and I bolted it all together, and that was my amp rack, because I didn't know about welding and welding aluminum or anything like that, and everything was nuts and bolts.
Yep, nuts and or bolts.
And the reason I went with the aluminum over the steel is because I can drill through it easier.
Right. Well, that just goes to show, when we were doing my amp rack, which is all out of steel, we were welding it. We had limited welding experience and skills. And then afterwards, we realized that the one that we had wasn't hot enough, wasn't powerful enough. So there was a lot of cold welds. And then when we, there was a corner where we needed to put a tap, right? We had to tap a thread in there. And because the weld was so close, it hardened the steel. So I couldn't get any drill bits through it. I spent days on the drill press trying to get this thing through. It never went through.
Eating up bits.
I forget who told me. They're like, get an acetylene torch and heat the thing up till it gets red, and then go through it.
Yeah.
And it worked. I was like, wow, why didn't I think of that?
I used that on my outer tie rod end bolt. It was stuck. I couldn't get it off, so I heated it up.
Oh yeah,
with a torch. And yeah.
Did you guys see that video, by the way? Speaking of broken metal.
Yeah, Rich had an unfortunate incident with his GTO today.
Oh man, I tried to forget about it, but that video has been viewed a few times, and people have been commenting, and it's kind of fun. It's a situation that I'll never be in, hopefully, again. So I'm trying to get like some fun out of it, but it does kind of suck.
Yeah. So it's probably the rear differential.
Yeah.
So the drive shaft
somewhere
should not be spinning if the car is stationary, in case anyone, unless you have the wheels jacked up.
Right.
But in case you guys don't know that, if it's spinning, the car should be going. And so he's sitting there in a parking lot and it's spinning because it's not turning the gears in the differential, which would then turn the wheels.
I think it's sheared. I think it just went. So now it's just
right at the shaft inside.
Yeah.
Which is fun. You get a carbon fiber piece now. Don't they do that with drive shafts now?
Drive shafts, yes, but not the yoke, I think it's called. But the drive shaft, I do want a carbon fiber drive shaft.
Well, they have what's it called with the
U-joint?
Yeah, the U-joint. Those things are cool.
But the carbon fiber ones are good because they can flex up to 30% of torsion, right? So it'll absorb a lot of that shock, especially if you don't have any flex discs or guibos or whatever running through the back. It's all metal to metal. They can actually absorb some of that, and they're lighter weight, and rotational mass counts times 3 when it comes to power struggle or power sucking.
What do monster trucks use? They have the cages around in case they explode.
Yeah, they're usually 2-piece drive shafts.
So they have a failure point.
Yeah.
But they're not carbon fiber.
I don't know. It's been a while. I think the last I checked, I think they were using like tank
Yeah, the military grade
Yeah, they're
stuff.
really like this wide around. Like
they don't really have to worry about weight. In fact, some of them seem a little too light nowadays. If you're a monster truck fan, they do bounce a lot. They fly in the air, but I don't know. I do love the old school lumbering truck and just, you know. But anyway.
Yeah, they don't really crush cars anymore. Like that was something that was so much fun. Once you lose,
if it flexes, I guess if you're at that high power, you want to lose the torque. Is that the point?
Well, yeah, so
as a relief,
you're so think of it as like a rubber band, right? You know, you get that slingshot effect. It's kind of like the power is still there. It's held. It's just stored. So it's stored in that twist. And then as everything starts to move, it releases that energy.
So the torque curve should then be more flat.
Possibly.
The RPM range.
Possibly.
I guess it depends on the
and you'll also keep traction. That's another important thing. Wheel hop in my car is terrible because it's an independent rear suspension. And even if you have the diff cover, which is mounted to the chassis, it's called Hyrop, made by a company called Hyrop. It's still, when you look at a video of the car shifting gears, it's like torquing, and then it torques, you know, every time.
Can you put torsion bars on there?
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could probably. There's a rear subframe or cradle that you have to adjust, and
yeah,
there's different weld points and stuff. I mean, if I ever have a lot of money and I want to do it, I might. But
you can. I might go pick up some coilover parts this week for my car. So suspension is going to be fun. All right, so we're over 30 minutes.
We're over 30 minutes.
Yep. So congratulations
again to Blair.
And yeah, we'll get your information. Thank you everyone for hanging out and you know, enjoying our chat and chiming in with some info. We can touch on all these topics again if there's interest. We'll be back Wednesday. What time?
6 o'clock Eastern.
So we're Philadelphia, and we follow the Eastern time. So 6 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday. We'll have another topic and maybe another prize. Actually, we will. This one, should I wait till Wednesday?
Yeah, wait till Wednesday because I want to talk to the dude with the thing.
Right. Okay,
yeah.
So we do have another prize to give away that is pretty sweet. On Wednesday, we're not going to announce what it is now. You have to tune in Wednesday to find out. But it'll be the same kind of deal as this one. So, all right. Hopefully you guys have a nice weekend, and we'll see you next time.